Welcome, everybody. Welcome. So here we are. We were just talking about the energies and how just crazy it seems how we have aches and pains. Be gentle with ourselves. And Katie was talking about the comet, not the comment. And maybe she'll talk about the comment that I made, but hopefully not. We're dealing with a lot of astrological energy, which is why I put that thing on Brian Eno's music in the beginning of this, and I would love to carry it through, but YouTube will flag me, so I won't. But here's some other things. I was, in the email that I sent out, I mentioned a bunch of things that was happening. And so I was watching Stephen Burns last night, and I actually watched quite a bit of it. And the thing that he kept saying was, and I thought it was so funny, and another thing. And then he would say this, and another thing. So I'm going to kind of steal that today. Happy end of eclipse. Happy end of Lionsgate portal. So we're closing that portal down. The energy is still there. So still use that if you choose to. The sun and moon in Leo, and this is themes of ego, self-expression, pride, the desire for recognition. Who could that be? The Leo solar eclipse. And this is asking everybody to step back from the old ego patterns and drop the need for constant validation, everybody except me, and confront outdated personal habits. Ouch. Hi, Linda. She snuck in here. Good to see you. The other thing we've got going, and the other thing, Venus and Neptune opposition, and this is regarding, it's a reality check regarding relationships, forcing you to take off the rose-colored glasses and look at things as they are. And so I think we're going to be doing that in this time frame. And I used to remember my mom would say, I don't think there's anything wrong with looking at the world through rose-colored glasses. And I'm like, I wonder what she would think of these times. Anyway, moving on. So that was the astrology of it. Then we get the Perseid meteor shower that's going to be peaking tonight. And I got to believe that's a ton of energy flying at us. And so at midnight to 2 o'clock, if you're in a place where you can go see some dark sky, wake up to see that, it's going to be amazing, I think. And as Katie said, the big comet with this crazy head that's supercharging the plasma, but there's just not one, there's 4 of them. So it's like no wonder our ears are ringing and our heads are spinning. We have solar activity and flares that are coming through us. So what else? What else? Because he kept saying, and then there's this, and then there's breathe. That's me adding that in. So we have a high transformative collective energy now. And Val was talking about this before, where as we jump into our quiet little meditations and by ourselves, that's super powerful. But as we tap into the collective energy, it really manifests something big. And when we look at the energies that we have been tapping into, these it's been a while. I mean, it's not only the last 10 years. It's been going on, for a lot longer. I remember, growing up and being afraid of name something, the atomic bomb, and now we got that going on again. Should we be afraid of that? There was always this fear going on, and I'm reading this book. It's like the first book I've read in a long, long time, and they keep talking about things that I just saw. And one of the things that I was reading, and this isn't about the Hopi, but they brought up the Hopi Masaw. I think I pronounced it right. And when the Hopi came from the underworld, as after the ant people helped them out and helped them learn how to manage water and how to live with limited resources, they came out onto the surface of the planet, and this guardian of Earth, Masaw, was one to tell them not to fear death. And so that has been recurring too. So as we feel ourselves in this kind of sludge as we're moving around, if we can let go of that fear and just experience the joy of that, and for the mediums in the group that work in that realm, we know that everybody's happy over there. There isn't anybody that is like all cranky, except the ones that may be stuck here in the middle. But we can get rid of those. But if they are of the light, in the light, it's a whole nother thing that goes on over there. So yeah. Okay. So that is the energy that we have been dealing with, and it's so powerful. It's just incredible. So one of the things that I wanted to do, we're going to do two journeys. One is going to drop into the healing dome, and we're going to stay there for a little bit, for 10 or 15 minutes. We'll see. I don't know. And we're going to bring whoever we want into the healing dome, and it's going to be a journey. The other meditation is not going to be a journey. It's going to be jump on. And the difference of that is when we do a journey, things that I really like about a journey is we get, we're in our rooms, we're in our 3D rooms, and then we walk out the door. We go into the cloakroom. I like going into the cloakroom and taking off our egos, putting on our traveling clothes, how we're going to walk, and then taking the steps to on the journey and exploring everything that's around us as we're going on this journey. And it's really powerful. We get to see a lot of things. We get to meet some more power animals, see our hidden folk. It's just walking the path. It's very powerful. But we don't need to do that all the time. Sometimes we'll we're just not in that space to do the journey. And we find ourselves jumping and we go, oh, I'm already there. So like I could be in the healing dome and I go, hey, wait a minute, I forgot the journey, but that's okay. Just popped into the healing dome. So we are going to pop onto a comet. I thought Katie would like that. Just pop onto a comet. See where that goes. And we'll talk a little bit more about that when we get there, because we're going to do the healing journey. Then we're going to come back, write some notes down on what you see, what you think, what you feel, and then we're going to pop on a comment. Before we get going on that, I just wanted to throw out 3 cards, and I'm using the Way of the Cartouche deck, and because this is the end of Lionsgate, and so the first card I got was Hathor, and this is the goddess of beauty, the goddess. She's the patroness of women, fortitude, astrology. I go, oh, here we go. Okay. And confidence. So I'm saying, all right, Hathor, we are using her energy to give us confidence while we travel into these different realms, these unknown realms, traveling in with our heart space. The thing that I love about this card is that she is the goddess and the patroness of love. And I love that. And as we shift from fear, from this fear-based society, we're going to need her, because we're going into the divine feminine, and we're going to start to be thinking with our hearts versus our heads. The next card I got was 19, and it's I don't know if you can see it. It's the solar disc. This enables the flight of spirit to higher realms, spiritual and inspiration. And one of the keywords of this was inner joy. So when we're gathering in our power with all of this astrology that's going on, it's got to be with joy. What are we passionate about? You know, is it music? Is it dance? That's all connecting us to the divine. And then the last card I got, card number 3, is card number 3, Horus, and it is the all-seeing eye, the son of Isis and Osiris. And this is strong healing energies, courage, art, family, harmony. And as we shift from this energy with new beginnings on this eclipse energy, and we get to, there's going to be some surprises that may come up. Things are going to be revealed to us, hidden secrets, they're going to come up. And it feels to me, and this is just a sense, that the families that we've been pulled away from are going to start to come back into harmony again. And I would love to see that happen, so that we just break down these walls and start thinking with our heart space. So does anybody want to share anything about these energies that we're getting right now with all of this stuff before we open up sacred space and go? Yeah, Judy.
Yeah, it's helpful to me to share this, because for me, it's all been frozen belly stuff. I've not had a lot of pain body-wise or anywhere, but it's all, remember the orbs and that we talked about when I was in Hawaii, the orbs and the dragon and all that. It's been almost ever since then. And then it got better. And then I went and did an open mic, I don't know, a month ago or something.
Yay.
Well, here's the deal, which, sorry, but the deal was I was done and I was in someplace else driving myself home. I'm not sure how I got home, and my belly froze up 100%. I mean, it was just like, I won't go into the details, but basically I was doing liquids, right? I mean, it was just everything. So anyway, so I've been kind of working on that, going, okay, what happened? But it was the energy that came through me playing music doing what I did, and because we're doing these things that we're all doing, right? That you're all of this, and so it really gave me the fact that it started in Hawaii, that was a huge energy shift for my body, and I kind of managed that okay. But the power that came through the energy of the music was more than my guts could take.
Yeah.
And so I find that really interesting. I'm still working on it. I mean, I'm way better and everything's good, but it's been such a journey to get my music back ever since the breakup of the trio, right? That's a very emotional thing for me. Yeah. And in this talking for me, this whole season, has been definitely a big emotional thing. Hard time finding my joy, and I've always been a tremendously joyful person. Yeah. And so, anyway, I just wanted to share that because that's kind of where I'm going with it. And whatever's clearing out is great. But it's really hard for me not to really find my joy and my love about being around people and stuff. I've been very isolated. I mean, not purposely isolated. And
I think a lot of us have been too. In Hawaii, I don't know, Laverne, I don't know if you know this, but it's a very special place. Hawaii, very special. I think you should move there. I think you should live in Hawaii.
Oh, I've heard.
So when we go into this place where it's like, where are we going to find our joy? Then that's where, we can bring in that Horus energy, the all-seeing eye, the son of Isis. She's really healing and transformative. Call on Hathor. Call on these guides that are part of Lionsgate in a way, because it's so connected with Egypt, and call on them. Just say, hey, help me out here. And we forget to call on these master teachers, these guides, or these angels, and some of the ancient ones, and just see what happens in the journey when we go there.
I just want to say one more quick thing, because I'm house sitting for my kids who went to Iceland to see the eclipse, and I heard from them just before we got on, and it was awesome. But but in walking the dog about 4 days ago, and I was struggling. I'll just admit it. It's not easy for me not to be joyful. Well, remember when I told you on one of our journeys, and I was in the egg, in the Lemurian mother. The egg was between two rocks. And the Lemurian mother came down and she said, we're not going to leave you here. We're not going to desert you here, whatever. I'm walking through the park where I walk him all the time. And in a tree, in the wedge of the tree, was an oval stone. You can't, about this big, that was just like what I saw in that vision. And I went, okay, thank you. Yeah. I needed it. I needed it so bad right then.
Right. So, we always need to pay attention to the synchronistic things that are going on and find joy in that. And, just a little bit. It's huge. It's huge. Okay. Anybody else want to share anything about the energy before we get going, Val? Ooh, we got a bunch of people. Yay!
Yeah.
So I just wanted to say something really weird happened, and it's all about this great central sun, the solar disk.
The solar disk.
So I was doing an Akashic record reading today, a half an hour reading, and I had something that never has happened before. I'm going in to access this person's past life that relates to this life for a particular thing. And what came in was this great central sun. I've never had anything like this. It was ginormous. It took the whole vision coming down, pressing down on, and this person was like going lower and lower, and this great central sun was coming down. But the imagery was really about it is us accepting all that light in and accepting all the gifts that are coming in.
Yeah.
And so that is just so unbelievable to have that solar sun be so prominent. That was not in my awareness, and it came in the next reading I had as well. But I just thought that was significant for us to allow in that that beautiful light. That solar light is so important. It's magnificent energy.
It's so, and it's creator energy.
Yeah.
The other synchronistic thing that came up last night as well, and I was like, "Whoa!" So it comes in threes. Here's the third one. Well, actually, the third card is auras, but anyway, so it's coming in 3. Great solar sun. Wow, Val, that's cool. All right, somebody else had their hand up. Heather?
Yeah, I just had a strange experience when you were speaking about the second card, and the word I heard was enerjoy, not inner joy, like energy plus joy. And somehow that feels special to me. I just wanted to share.
Yeah. I know that there's a lot of people that don't have that energy going on, so that's kind of cool. I love that play on that word to give you a little kick. Find your joy, and there you're going to find your energy. Cool, thank you. Joanne.
I'll try and make this quick. I had the wildest night last night that I'm still kind of thinking about it. It started when I went outside to look at the stars, and there was only one single, I don't know what it was, in the sky, and it was bright. And I thought it was Venus at first, but it had a black edge on it. So I ran back inside to get my camera and my binoculars, and when I came out, it was gone. And as I was standing there, it reappeared right in front of me. And I just was shocked. And I just stood there for a long time. And when I went to bed last night, I have not been sleeping good. I was in bed all weekend because I had so much pain in my body. I couldn't do anything. So I went to bed, and I'm laying in bed, and I have had tinnitus for a long time. I started hearing music, and it was like, I don't know how to describe it, but it made me think of Starship, like that kind of music. And it was playing, and I'm like, am I going crazy? Like, it was the weirdest thing because it was just in one ear. And I'm listening, and then I heard a voice. I don't know what it said. And I was like, I had this whole conversation then with, I'm not sure who, trying to figure out if they were trying to talk to me and if they were going to. And I kept saying, I'm ready. I want to do this. I want to talk to you, but don't scare me. Be gentle. And this went on, honestly, for about 20 minutes. And I finally went to sleep, woke up hours later. My TV had gone on, and there was no picture, just sound. And I don't know how that happened. Yeah. And I wish I had really listened. I automatically thought it was the TV. Now I'm not so sure it was the TV.
Yeah.
Or if it was something else. I don't know. It was just like all this stuff is starting to happen. I've been doing a lot on being more sensitive and listening and all that.
Yeah.
And I think it's helping. But that conversation in my head with the music was wild. It was wild.
Yeah, so, this is where I go, be gentle with yourself, because you are going to get people that say you're crazy. I almost said you were crazy right in the beginning. And then you said, am I crazy? So I said, she stole my line. So, yeah, just be gentle with it and, be open to it. And if they start pushing you too hard, you have the ability and the right to say, hey, dial it back a little bit, like the pain and things like that. It doesn't have to be that intense.
It's connecting it. That's that's what I'm trying to do better with, connecting all the dots instead of thinking it's something else.
Right. So. And I think we're all there.
Yeah.
We're all trying to figure it out. So, and connect these dots. And there are different dots for, some are further apart, some are closer. So, let's see what you get. Let's see who you pick up.
I can't wait till it gets dark. I got my binoculars ready.
Yeah.
It was just the coolest.
You got to go to Iceland. It's dark up there.
I've been to Iceland. It's beautiful. That was the best spot to go. Yeah.
Yeah, it's cold too.
Yes, it is. Very cold.
All right. Anybody else want to share anything before we get going? Excellent. Okay. Would anybody mind if I put those comments in on the YouTube thing when or do you want them separated and pulled out, the energy comments? I meant to say that before. If you have something to say and you don't want it on YouTube, say it at the very end so I don't have to hunt and peck and search, because a lot of things are really what we say and we go, this doesn't mean anything, I don't even know why I'm saying it. It means something to other people, and we're all having the same experience, but you may say it in a way that really resonates with them. So if we can keep them on there, that's great. But if it's really personal and you don't want to share it, then just try to keep it towards the very end. So if everybody's okay with what they just said, then I won't have to delete that or edit it. I'll just tag it where we're going to. Okay. So here's what we're going to do. We're gonna drop into the healing dome, and we're going to allow the healing dome to wherever you want it to be. It's your sacred space to where you go to. Sometimes I will have a healing dome, and it's on the beach. It's in Hawaii, if you have to know, and it's on the beach. And it's got a fire, and a lot of times I'll just jump in the ocean after that and go swimming in the ocean. That's fine. You can do that. Another place that I go to are the pyramids, and you can get on a dragonfly and follow the dragonfly into the healing pyramid. The other thing that I go to is just my dome that is in the woods, that's in a clearing, and that's where I normally go to, next to the world tree. And this is all made up in our mind's eye. So this is all playing in your imagination. So whatever, and one of the things that I've found in these journeys, if we have an idea, run with that idea. Don't go, okay, I'm going to go into the pyramids, and that's the intention, and then you start it and you go, no, I want to go to Hawaii, and so you switch it to Hawaii and you go, no, I want to go into the woods. If you come up with an idea, try to stick with that as much as possible, and if it does shift, it shifts, but try not to bounce around too much. And again, if we forget the intention, which this is a pretty simple one, we're just going to the healing dome, just repeat the intention as we get in there. If something pulls our attention away, we hear it, we go, okay, thank you, drop back into the intention again. Okay, I am going to open up sacred space first before we get going on with this. So I just want to And as we do this, we want to just take a couple of deep breaths and just slow everything down to where we are. And I want to open up sacred space by honoring the 6 directions. I want to thank Creator, the great Sun, for the breath that we are now breathing, although some of us are breathing smoke. It's one of the things that we can bring into the healing dome. A lot of people have been injured, are being injured. There's a lot of fires that are going on where a lot of animals and just innocent life is being recirculated into the earth. So I do want to thank Mother Earth for her beauty, for her regenerative process. And I want to call on the winds of the east, eagle spirit, the wings of the solar disk. Take us to heights that we never dreamed possible. Let us fly wing to wing with you. We can see eagle on top of this huge tree. And if we imagine ourselves up there with eagle, I can see him looking at us like, about time you got up here. And as we look at his talons, as he lets go of the branch and soars to unbelievable heights, that feeling of ecstasy, of joy. And as he circles around, he comes to the south, and we call on the winds of the south. We call on Jaguar, a place of the physical, where we have to walk the walk. Let us find our voice. Let us find out how to be strong in this physical, on our path that eagle has shown us. And let us call in the spirit of snake that will show us how to shed things that no longer serve us. And the energy of coyote, creativeness, curiosity, playfulness. We call on those energy spirits as we come to the west. And we call on the spirit of water. We call on the great cosmic whale. Listen to that sound. We call on bear energy to bring us healing. And we call on bear medicine and whale medicine to bring us healing when we go into that dome, for all those who we bring into the dome. And we look to the north and bring in the winds of the north, white buffalo calf woman. And we ask her, on this path, show us how to carry the sacred. How do we wrap the sacred pipe? How do we carry it on our journey with reverence? And again, thank you, Mother Earth, and all the star beams that are around us right now, adjusting our DNA, going back to whale song, adjusting our DNA, the coyote, adjusting our DNA, and eagle spirit, the cry of eagle, adjusting our DNA. And as we slowly come back, we are reminded to turn off our phones. Thank you. A lot of times when I get that ding, it's another validation for what I'm saying, find some truth in it. So when we're going into this healing dome, I'm going to use a rattle and drum. It's going to be a journey. We want to bring somebody with us that you know wants healing. It could be an animal. It could be a future self, a past self. It could be a plant. It could be Mother Earth. It could be, if you're brave, some of our current leaders. Ask them if they want healing. Ask them if they want to come into the healing dome. And invite whoever you want. And if they show up, they show up. And if they don't, they don't. It's fine. We got a request from somebody that's in the group, and they are requesting prayers. They can't make it, for their daughter who is getting, 4 implants tomorrow to replace 5 teeth that cracked and had to be pulled. Apparently she lost consciousness when she was pregnant. Baby is good. So even though, hey, if we want to bring the baby in, we can stand a little giggling during the healing dome, right? So we are requesting prayers, requesting her to be in the healing dome while she is undergoing her implant treatment and the healing that goes after. We can, if you're asking for healing for water, the sky, the earth, pay attention to the different energy forms as they come into us. Are we healing our body, mind, and spirit? How does that energy flow? And how do we heal the earth? It's a different energy than if we're healing somebody else. And this isn't so much a question, it's just for us to pay attention to the energies as it's coming through. The other thing too that I'd like us to do is many times, and I have called in grandmother spirit, shaman, to tend to the fire wherever we go. And shamans are great shapeshifters. And when grandmother comes to you, I want you to pay attention and really look deeply into her eyes and see where it takes us. See where it takes her. It may shapeshift into something that you never thought. An animal. It could be an ant being, an ET being, a mantis being, maybe an Arcturian because we are doing space today, or a Mayan. In the Mayans, this is the giant, bright blue star in the Pleiades 7 sisters. It's very cool. So these eyes that we look into, they're probably a portal, and they can take you to another time, another space, another dimension. So just be with me, join me as we start this out. And we want to sit. I'm going to start with a little bit of a rattle. And we are going to get up. But just for now, just take a couple of deep breaths. Hang on, I need to adjust the sound. Sorry. There we go. Hopefully this will work. Okay. Take a deep breath. We honor the place that we are in. Feel ourselves in our chairs. Take another slow, deep breath. Feel ourselves on Mother Earth, in our rooms. And we are sensing in our mind's eye things are getting lighter. We take another breath and we separate from our 3D. And we walk out of our door, leaving our 3D body back in the chairs. And we go through a thin mist, and we find ourselves in the familiar cloakroom. It's exciting. We quickly unzip our egos, but before we grab our coats, take a look at our egos. Let's take a good look at them. Have they been wounded? Do we have some things that are sticking out that we may want to let go of? What color is it? And we put it up on a hanger, and above the hanger it says to be cleaned. And we feel it starting to shimmer and shake and drop things that no longer will help us. And we find the robe that we want to put on for our healing journey. We slip it on. What's it made out of? Is it going to take you to Egypt or to the Hawaiian beach or to the woods, a clearing in the woods, or someplace else? Is it going to take you to a blue star? And above the robe is a box of trinkets. You grab one, doesn't matter what it is. Things personal to you that you picked up along your way, along your life. A pebble of here, a piece of corn, coffee bean. And as you turn around, you see an opening to the door. Another doorway. And there's a bright light. And as you exit into that bright light, you find yourself on a path in this beautiful place in nature. And you pay attention to the path. One foot in front of the other foot. Pay attention to your feet. Do you have slippers on? Do you have mercury boots on? And as you walk down this path, you are aware of some hidden folk. You can stop if you choose to, say hello, see if any come out. And as you walk down this path, you call on your guides and angels. You call on only of the light. bring forth your master teachers, Jeshua, Saint Germain, Mary, Horus, Isis. Call on your power animals to walk with you. As we walk down the path, we come to a stream, and there's a small bridge that goes over the stream. It goes over into dreamland. Once again, another shift. And the energy is different. And up ahead, we see the healing dome. And there's a guardian in front of the healing dome. He smiles at you. He looks at your crew that you have with you very approvingly. He has a smudge pot and he sages you as you enter the healing dome. What's that feel like, that transition into the healing dome? What colors do you see? What densities do you feel? And as your eye gets adjusted, you see grandmother by a fire. She smiles, she welcomes you in. And there's this special chair just for you. And she asks you, who did you bring in? Who needs healing? And in your mind, you say their name, ask them if they want to come in. And you're asking their spirit, their team. Grandmother nods. She comes up to you and she puts her hand on your shoulder. And she looks into your eye. She looks into your soul. What do you see when you look into her eyes? Be quiet for a while she takes you on a journey. And in your mind's eye, you feel grandmother take your hand and lead you down a path. And on this path, there are numerous paths departing the main path. They have doors in front of this path. And you stop in front of a door. And you were reminded that you could go in. Not to fix, not to change, but to integrate. Accept what is there, and you are allowed to leave what you don't want. And you open the door, and you find yourself in another reality. Is it the past? Is it the present? Is it the future? What is it that you want to take back with you of this energy? What do you want to integrate? What do you want to leave? And grandmother opens the door. And as you come out, you start walking back to the healing dome. And when you get back to the healing dome, back to the fire, she reminds you to gather all of your friends, all of the energies that you brought here with you. Let them know it's time to go back. And you hand grandmother a gift. And she in return offers you a trinket of hers. It came from her heart. walk out the door. The guardian says, come back at any time. And you go back up the path. You have all your friends with you, your power animals. You're lighter, brighter. You find yourself in the cloakroom, and you see your ego all bright and shiny. Take off your robe, put on your ego, and you come through the mist. You find yourself in the chair, and you slowly wiggle your fingers. Take a couple of deep breaths, no rush to come back. Another deep breath. And if you want to write some things down, okay. So I hope that worked well for you. There's so many in our circle that we've touched on in this conversation, and then there's others that are not in the conversation, that aren't here, that are really suffering. So anytime you want to come back to this and redo this and bring some other people in, this is always welcome. Always welcome to do this. It's going to be good. Okay. So here we go. Is everybody finished writing? Everybody ready to go? Buckle up. So with journeys, the main thing is to go from point A to point B. But you could just go to point B, and that's what we're going to go to. Sirius B. I don't know. Wherever you want to go. We're going to get on this comet, and we're going to go. So let's just close our eyes. And the intention as we are breathing this energy into being is going to be, we are going to jump on a comet. And the comet could be a future Earth. It can be a past Earth. It can be whatever it is. We're just going to jump on a comet. And what can go wrong, right? You are in control. What is the comet's spark you bring to your destination? Your spark, how does it grow? Are there any surprises? Okay, so we take a deep breath and we imagine. We see the comet flying through the galaxy, getting close to Earth. And as we imagine ourselves outside, we see Eagle Spirit. And he reaches a talon out, we grab it, and he takes us and flies us higher and higher, and he flings us onto the back of this comet. We are holding on to the tail of a comet. Wow. How does that feel? How does the glowing dust particles, what are they made out of? What is this plasma that we are climbing towards the head of the comet? And now we find ourselves sitting at the head of the comet, riding it through space. And it circles around the Earth, and we can see the Earth change. We circle around it once. We circle around it twice. And in our excitement, we do a swan dive down into Earth. We are equal. And we swing down in a circle, in a spiral, and we find a place to land. And we shape-shift back. And we get to explore this place that we are at. Make a note. Are we in the future or are we in the past? Sometimes it's hard to tell. Explore this place, this time. Don't worry about getting back. We will. Is there a power animal or a hidden folk that can come out during this time? Is there a sky beam, a star beam? If you get a sense of whether this is future or past, and if you have a guardian that you can ask, call on them. Ask them what they learned. Ask them how to navigate this time that you find yourself on Earth School. Whether it's the past or the future, they've relived this many times. Ask to see something that may surprise you. Ask them to give you a surprise, a gentle surprise, a nice surprise. Do they take you somewhere? Or do they just offer you something? And gently you notice Eagle is with you again. You say goodbye to your companion, but before you go, you give them a trinket. And your companion bends down and plants it in the soil. And in return gives you a piece of sand. Say goodbyes. And Eagle takes you by the hand and off you go again, flying higher and higher. And you see the comet again. And Eagle lifts you, and you pop onto the comet, once again climbing up the comet tail to get to the plasma head and just riding it. And you tell Comet, take me to a new planet. A non-Earth planet. And as you see the planet in the distance get closer and closer, Comet spins around once, twice, and on the third time you soar down to the planet. And as you land on this planet's surface, you are greeted by the inhabitants of this planet. What does the energy feel like here? Are they afraid of you? Are they all welcoming you? Somebody comes up and asks, please save us. Another person comes up and asks, how do we save ourselves? You give your responses. If you choose to, you can give a piece of sand to one of these. And energetically, you know it's time to go. And you soar up, higher, higher, so you grab hold of the comet once again. And away it goes through the stars, through the Milky Way. And in the distance, you see Earth. And the comet circles around once, twice, and you reluctantly jump off and soar back into your chairs. And ever so gently, you bring your awareness back. Take a deep breath. Another deep breath. Gently move your fingers and your toes. Feel strange with this gravity. And if you want to jot something down, please do. Woohoo! Welcome back, everybody. Was that anybody's second Comet Ride, or was that all a first for us? It's a first for me. That was pretty fun. Hey, Jenny, you snuck in. Good to see you. All right. All right. Anybody want to share any? So we had two things. We had the healing dome, with grandmother taking us out of looking into her eyes and then taking us down to a hallway where we could go. And then we had the Comet Ride. Anybody want to say anything about that?
Uh-oh. Got my echo.
Oh, I got to Uh-oh. Hang on. There you go. Try that.
Okay, thank you. So I had so much going on with the healing dome and all of that. Beautiful energy transmission from grandmother, and just a lot of symbolism. But when I got to the second journey, I just went somewhere. I wasn't asleep, but my conscious mind, my active conscious mind, just went. I don't know. And every so often I would hear your direction, but I mean, I was somewhere else. And I never, not having done very many journeys before, so I don't know if that's a normal thing.
But you've done a lot of meditations.
I have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
it was like I went beyond the conscious mind. It's like I was deeper than the conscious mind. I mean conscious mind in terms of your mental. Your mind isn't actually your consciousness.
Yeah.
But I mean your mind that thinks and gets to visualize along with your consciousness was separated, and I was just in that consciousness going somewhere.
Wow, cool.
So, I just thought that was interesting.
Yeah, I find that these types of meditations, this journey, gets me deeper into where, I don't know where, but just gets me deeper.
Yeah, it was really deep. Very, very, very deep. I was so peaceful and serene, and it was just so relaxing and so it was beautiful. Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, you're welcome. Yes. Anybody else want to share? It's 5:55. That means something, doesn't it?
Yeah. I can share something, Danny.
Yeah.
So the second one, I just felt like I was just out there. I don't know where, but I was out there. But instead of, when I heard you ask questions of them asking questions, all I heard was, "We were expecting you."
Mm.
And I thought, oh, I wonder if that's because I've been out driving around delivering medical parts across the galaxy, as I've been told by a reader one time, that's why I'm so tired every night.
I hope you brought them.
But the other, my glasses are over there, but it's the other one. It says here, families coming back together again. That just really, that touched me. And so when I walked into the cloakroom, it took me back to when I was in Catholic school. So that was not a positive thing.
I'm sorry.
Because you got to the cloakroom to get your hand smacked, or you were punished or something. So I had to I had to release that. And then when Eagle was off to the east, I kept thinking, Eagle East, Philadelphia Eagles. It's like my mind was like all over the place because I'm originally from Philadelphia. And then when it was like I kept seeing the color blue, just blue. And then I had surrounded myself with a sphere. And when I do meditations, I always fill my sphere with water and I lay on a float and I just float.
Mm.
And that kind of takes me to when I'm out in my pool and after I've walked an hour, I float or sit in a, something that just, so that I stop exercising because then I can make it up the steps without falling. But then Mother Earth, she had the bluest eyes, and it reminded me of my grandmother's eyes.
Mm.
And so that's what I saw. And then I had asked for healing for my daughter who has a RA and can be bedridden 6 out of 7 days a week. And she's not even 50 yet.
Mm.
I also asked for some healing for President Biden, that he does not feel the pain that he's been having. That yes, he is sick, and yes, he's going to die, and yeah, we're all going to die. But I felt so bad for that. The bone pain is just so intensive. And then I had asked for healing for my childhood emotional pain.
Mm.
And to see where that would go. And so that's kind of where I was all over the place, but that's what I wrote down. So
But that's really,
thank you for that journey, because it really, wow. Yeah, it was pretty wow.
yeah, good. You're very welcome. I mean, those were big questions that you asked too. So things will come up. And, as I say in the beginning, just be gentle with ourselves as we're dealing through all this, because we're getting cracked open. We're really, we're being asked to step up and however that matters, however that means to us, means different things to different people. But I think we're really being asked to lead with our heart versus, thinking that we need another iPhone or whatever. So, yeah, thank you, Linda.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Juno, are you just clapping? I can't. I don't have my glasses on.
One hand clapping.
Oh, okay.
Well, this connects to something that started shortly before Christmas in one of your journeys that I became aware of during that journey was, I was living off grid on the top of a mountain in New Mexico. And I became aware that with your help and another person in the group, that what I was getting also, there was a spirit on the land. And shortly after that, my neighbor just voluntarily told me out of the blue that there's a Santo Domingo chief buried on the property. And he's buried, they called him a war chief, and there's different meanings to that. It doesn't necessarily mean warrior, go to battle. But anyway, he's buried in such a way that he faces the Santo Domingo Pueblo, which I could see. I mean, the view is just spectacular, and I could see this beautiful, it's just like out of a paint. It's like living in a painting. And so I've been communicating with him, especially during the journeys I've done with you. And now I've moved. I'm still within distance. I mean, less than a mile away, but I'm not off grid and I'm not on top of the mountain anymore. And I wanted him to know, sorry, it's going to make me emotional, that even though I've moved off the land, I still carry him in my heart. And so anyway, and I also live within a certain proximity of a notorious ranch. I won't say the name.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been in one of our other journeys that we did, we were talking about ley lines. And when I saw the ley lines there, they were all jumbled up and piled up on top of each other, all of disarray and just a mess. So that was part of this journey today. The cloak that I put on was a beaded leather jingle dress. And then I realized I had moccasins on, and that was right when you said, look down at your feet. And I had done that right before you said it. And the chief joined me, and he had on one of those big, like just a whole elk hide that's been beaded, with a design on it. And he was walking with me, and we met with grandmother. And I was talking to her about wanting to heal the land and the ley lines and let the chief know. And she goes, "Don't worry, he's going to go with you. He'll stay with you." And she showed me sweetgrass, how sweetgrass is braided. And she said, "This is what we need to do to those ley lines, is to braid them, because, a braid you can stretch in different directions, but it also is like a bind, like a flexible healing way to work on those ley lines." And then she took Chief's hand and my hand, and she joined our hands together. It was kind of like a ceremony. I'm not saying a wedding or anything, but just a joining. And then, as the gift that I gave her was some blue cornmeal, because that's a sacred offering to the natives out here. And she immediately pulled a necklace off from around her neck, like broke it, and handed it to me. And it was a corn husk doll, which I married into the Iroquois tribe. And that corn husk doll is something that they make. They also make the corn husk masks. And then when we did the second part, there's a mountain right by me that I would see, and it would, when the clouds came down, like the clouds would touch the land, literally. And Chief told me that's when he's most available. And right when we started the second journey, it started to rain here. So I know he was close. So when I came down to this place, the ant people were coming up from under the ground. And Chief and I were standing on top of this mountain, and the ETs came down. The ant people were there to connect with the ETs, and the chief was the communicator, or the link to get that communication going. And somehow I was included in that. And when we gave a gift, I gave them each a droplet of water, because water carries information and all kinds of stuff. And it also helps things grow. It does all kinds of things. And then when we went to the planet, sorry, this is so long, but there's a lot to it. The planet that we went to was the wounded healer of Chiron. And when to heal, focusing on this healing. And you're talking about looking at the beings. When I looked at the beings, I thought, well, I was going to see these damaged. They were all just a ball of glowing golden energy. Like those inhabitants aren't wounded anymore. They're doing the work to take the healing that they've had to manifest in their own lives, and now they're glowing out that way. So not to look at that like Chiron is not wounded anymore. It's there to help us heal our deepest wounds. So that's it.
Wow. You didn't get much.
No. Thank you for listening.
Wow. Yeah, there's a lot in there. Absolutely. Yeah.
And I won't even go into the whole eagle thing, because the eagles and the ravens, they come and talk to me all the time up there, and they come right to my door and look at me like right outside the door. So that was a really profound experience for me too. So thank you. This was a very special, not that they're not all special, but this really touched me, because that chief is very important to me.
Yeah.
And first time I've spoken about him publicly. So that's it.
Yeah. Thank you. Well, thank you for that. Yay. Anybody else? Yeah, Joanne.
Well, the comet, when I started to get on the comet, it turned into a dragon. But it was like liquid. It was, I don't know what's happening, Danny. But something's exploding in me.
Yeah.
It was this beautiful gold fluid dragon. Like, it wasn't that's the only way I can describe it, is fluid. And we flew around the earth. And then when I got off, I slid down his tail. And Thoth was there. And we flew in the sky to this the best way I can describe it, do you remember King Kong? The big gates?
Yeah.
That's what it looked like. And we went into this place. It wasn't a pyramid. I don't think it was anyway, but we went into this place. But we were just flying and he was holding my hand. And everything that was dark was getting light. Like it was changing as we flew over it. It was just really, I don't even know what to say, but it felt so peaceful and so right. And that's probably the best I can say. I'm still kind of
a lot of times there's nothing to say, and you just rethink it and then reprocess it, and it comes out. But and sometimes for me it doesn't. It's like, okay, well, I experienced that, and something hit me, and other things didn't. So but I mean, wow, what a great ride.
Yeah, who doesn't want to ride a dragon?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
Oh, sure. Thank you. Anybody else? Okay, I am baking in my house. It's really hot.
Can I just say one funny thing?
No.
Okay, bye. So when we first went into the Comet thing, because I was on a jar of Comet cleanser. A can of Comet cleanser.
You
Comet
what?
cleanser? Instead of like a Comet, I was on a can. It said Comet on it. Like, yeah, it got better from there. But I just had to say that because it's friggin' funny.
That's what you were riding on?
Yes, initially.
Would you take these seriously? I do. Come on.
No, it changed from there.
Well,
then it was the dragon and the fire horse, but I won't go into that. But anyway.
But wait. So the Comet cleanser, was it leaking things out the back?
It's just, I was straddling it and we were going up into that. I didn't look at its rear end to see if it was doing anything.
All right. Well, and that's
funny. They helped me to lighten up once in a while.
I didn't look at its rear end to see what was going on down there.
I love you, Danny. Thank you for these great experiences.
Oh, that's funny. And you're trying to find your joy, is that right?
Yeah, hello, right? Always a blessing somewhere.
All right. So, before we leave, I will let's pull some cards on, and I'm using the Wicked Moon Tarot, which is my goofy deck. It's not goofy, but I mean, that's the Hermit. So it's kind of goofy. Kinda. So I bought this deck thinking it was going to be all dark, and it's like super light. And it's got a snake in a figure 8. And I really feel like we are being reborn with this. So what was the message? What is the message? Another message to clarify or whatever as we leave this Lionsgate portal and as we experience the eclipse energy that will be coming. What is 6 cards? What is the energy that we should pay attention to? 7 of Wands, defending oneself. Ooh, the Devil. Okay. 10 of Pentacles, King of Wands, and 9 and 8 of Pentacles. Okay. So it feels like it was interesting when I got, when I said, when we went to the second world and one group said, save us, and the other group asked, how do we save ourselves? I thought that comes back here a little bit. So it feels like that there is a defense with this Seven of Wands card, and it feels almost like it feels like there's just a lot of fire coming at us, and we are knocking it down slowly. There's some addiction qualities that are going on, and it feels like that it's coming from these fire sticks that we have to pull away. And for me, my mind goes to the outside noise that we're hearing, the news noise that we're hearing, that's all about kind of fearish things. At the base of the reading, we have Judy dancing in joy and abundance. And it's wild abandon. And it's cutting things down, it's harvesting, it's playing, it's singing, it's in abundance. In the past, we have this information that's been coming at us through all of these, through the Lionsgate portal, the rebirth of things. And at the top of the reading, we get the Nine of Wands. And this woman, the Nine of Wands is a normal card of I'm still standing, getting a little beat up, but it being kind of protected a little bit, but I'm still standing. But here you have grandmother listening to a pumpkin. So I feel like this is grandmother listening to the earth. And so as we are going through all of this defensive stuff that we're going through with the Seven of Wands, we're being reminded that that we do have our protections up. They are holding. Pay attention to what the earth says. And it's not a fix, it's a journey with the Eight of Pentacles. It's just keep working at what you're doing to stay in joy, stay in abundance. And it, again, the Ten of Pentacles is financial abundance in normal decks, but this is the abundance of community and dancing and harvest. So just stay on the path, just keep rolling. As we are rolling and staying in the light, by that means when someone tries to dampen your sunny mood, it's like, yeah, okay, and we either walk away, or we stand up and give a reason why they can't do that. But we don't want to accelerate anything dampening our sunny mood. So I feel like as we journey through this, that we're going to be able to figure out more and more how to talk to people who want to dampen our sunny mood. And it's going to take time, but we are going to get to that place where, and maybe it's not talk. Maybe that's it too. Maybe we don't have to say anything. Maybe we just have to go, what'd you say? Laugh at him and walk away. I don't know. All right. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate you all for showing up. Thanks so much. Yay, for completing this circle and this healing. Whew. All right, you guys, that's it. That's all I got. Thank you, everybody. So
Thanks, Danny.
Next time around, I think we're going to do a past life journey, just one. And since I'm going to throw it out now, and then we're going to do some readings. So if you come with questions, and we're just going to do a little past life journey real quick. I'm not sure where that's, and that's nothing's quick, but I'm not sure where we're going to go in that past life thing. But I keep getting called to do that past life thing. Okay.
Thank you
All
so
right.
much, Danny, and everybody. Appreciate you all.
Yay! Thanks.
Thank
Good seeing you all.
Thanks,
I can do
guys.
that.
Oh, have a great
Bye.
week.
Thank you, guys.
Bye bye.
Miss you, Juno.